Welcome back to my greenhouse video sesh. Today I'm gonna chat about hypnosis and how it is one of the most amazing tools I've been introduced to enter into the new earth, as well as maintain the new earth consciousness. How the subconscious mind is basically the same as the Great Spirit or God. It's this infinite power inside of ourselves that is connected to all of the wisdom in the world, all of the different frequencies. It has the ability to literally shape our lives into whatever we want to create it into. That all happens from the subconscious mind vibrational frequencies then coming out to be shown into a 3D form. So when we work directly with the subconscious, we can unlock the new earth. Pretty amazing, right? So that's what this whole episode is going to be about. And I have been on the hypnosis train doing different types of sessions. There's a lot of different perspectives on hypnosis. I've tapped into quite a few of them. The one that I just landed on, which really motivated me to want to create and share this video, is a woman named Gail Glassner. And she wrote an incredible book about hypnosis and the subconscious mind. But the reason why she blew my mind was because she talked about the deletion. So like if you're just doing hypnosis and you're writing a script and you're doing the I am affirmations while your brain is in a theta wave state, you're able to put these programs into the subconscious mind. When the subconscious accepts the programs, that's when it literally becomes a vibrational reality in the third dimension. Whatever beliefs or programs that are sitting in your subconscious mind have completely made up your whole reality. We have the conscious mind, and that helps to program the subconscious mind. But if we're trying to consciously create something and it's just never happening, there very well could be a subconscious program that's blocking it. And we're not aware of the subconscious like we are the conscious mind. It's programs that got inserted from when we were in utero to age 12, basically. Came from our parents, society, cultures, community. That all just went right in there and became your structure. So if you look back as to some of the things that you thought were true as a reality back then, they may very well be sitting in your subconscious mind. And for me, I've had to go in and excavate some of these old beliefs and then replace them with higher vibrational programming. So when I found Gail and I was listening to her audiobook initially, she was talking about intentionally deleting those foundational patterns of belief or structures to live by. Yeah, I guess just belief that were inserted without our consent. And also you could have had other new programs inserted after age of 12 just from being in a deeply traumatized state. Whenever your emotions are super high and you have a thought process, that can imprint. That's how people get PTSD. They imprint this fear, I'm not safe program into the subconscious because they're in a heightened state of emotion while they're being traumatized. And then moving forward, it's like the trauma sticks with them because it's then become a belief set and a pattern inside the subconscious mind. So hypnosis works really good at getting that program out. But I had never heard of someone talking about the deletion of these patterns like I did Gail. And then she also goes more into depth about like how you say the programs, because sometimes you can't accept new subconscious programs if one of your programs in your subconscious is that you don't take orders from people outside of yourself. So then you would have to have a different nuanced script while you're in a hypnotized state to remove and insert a new program. So she laid out like all of these really tiny, very sensitive nuances that I had never considered, and it kind of blew my mind. So I contacted her and we're setting up a session. And just the intake process with her has been so in-depth. Like, going over so many different questions, and where have the traumas been, and where am I holding myself back? And I just spent 2 days sitting with all of that and and got to organize all of these different thoughts and blocks. So it's going to be a really powerful session. That being said, prior to this awareness of Gail, I've done hypnotherapy and NLP and things like that, and I have overcome so many things that were so incredibly challenging in my life emotionally. And I want to bring up how important it was for me to know about how my mind works, to really know about how this structured ethereal computer works to create my reality. And so I studied it like a diamond. Like, I knew there were all these different facets to it, and I looked at it from all these different angles, and everything kind of circles back to this base layer. It's subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is what's creating the reality. So I spent a lot of time going into the depths of my subconscious mind, which is really similar to a shamanic journey when you go to the underworld. And you can bring your spirit helpers, and you can have your medicine pouch, and you can go in, and then you can delete and throw to the sun what no longer serves. And then you can insert and grab from a wisdom creature like hawk or eagle. You can replant these new information bits into the subconscious mind. And then over the course, it's different for everyone. I've had hypnosis sessions where I'm instantly different right after the session. I've had other hypnosis sessions where I re-listen to the script every night and every day for like 30 days, and I slowly shift into a change. I've had them where it takes like a few days to integrate post-session. And now what I've been doing is, with Gail's book, you guys don't have to have a session with her per se. You can read her book, but she offers these like 3 generic scripts, and then you can modify them for yourself, and then you can record your own script to play at night. And what I've been doing, because I've been doing that before my session with her, so I'm just playing with it. But what I did yesterday on Blessed Easter Sunday was I amplified it. So water is an amplifier. To me, water is the 3D form of God or the divine. It has infinite answers inside of it, and you can amplify anything you want. So I drew the bath. I put in a bunch of different salts. I have the White Fox Starlight Bath Soak, and I had all my flowers floating around. And I got my my little playback. It's a 55-minute hypnosis session from her script. And I place it by the tub, and I do my ritual, and I set my medicine bag down, and I pray, and then I get in the tub. But what I did before that, unintentionally, I was doing some work with some plant medicine prior to this, and I taste what I make, right, before I package it and serve it. And once in a while, I taste enough to where I'm like, oh, wow, I'm starting to journey. Unintentionally. And I always do medicine in a prayer state, which means I'm fasting, and I'm like, so it's really easy to kind of like switch vibrations when you don't have a bunch of food in your stomach. But I was in this state. I started to journey, and with the fungi. And I know from that medicine, what that medicine does is it connects you to the grid of the mycelium that's inside the earth, right? So when you're partaking in that particular plant medicine, you are into the earth. And then from that place, you are like mirroring in 3D what you're about to do on the unseen realms. You're going to connect to the infinite, to the divine. You're going to cleanse out what no longer serves, and then you're going to implant an upgraded paradigm for yourself intentionally. So I'm in this process, right? And I'm feeling the medicine, and I start tuning into how, like, even though I didn't mean for this to happen, it was so great that it did happen. And that way I could experience how not only does water amplify the transmutation and the upgrading of the subconscious, but this particular plant medicine does as well. And so not only was it like times 100, it was like times 2,000. And I did the meditation, and I was literally in like a star portal. I could feel the warmth of the water around me. I felt totally weightless. It was like what was coming in had all these different colors, and then what was no longer serving was being carried by the owl back to the sun. And it was just this beautiful transformation experience that I reckon maybe I'll write a book on it one day, how like experimenting with neuroplasticity, basically, like when you're wanting to have a new mental program, you want your brain to be like water. You want it to carry the vibration of the Tao, where it's just like way woo way, go with the flow. You're just receiving because you know you're in the flow of the divine. And that's what this fungi does to the brain, is it creates such neuroplasticity that when you're in that state with theta wave vibration music playing, with intentional programming, while you're in a hot water, I mean, just get out of town, folks. You know what I mean? Like, so transformational. So I did that, and then I got out, took a little shower, rinsed off, and I felt like I just wanted to have a nice warm meal and sit on the couch. We had this wicked windy day yesterday, so it was challenging to be outside because the wind was moving my body around. It was so cool. But I got inside, we got cozy, we lit a fire, I had a little bowl of curry, and the curry and the food, what I was doing was I was intentionally allowing the programs to get more into the 3D for me. I was like, okay, let's ground all this star magic that just happened. Let's ground it in. Let's get it into my cells. And then I took a nap. And then when I woke up from the nap, I was clearly a different person to myself. It was so evident. So that's one example. The other example is I had been doing that exact same meditation. This is like my 8th day. For 7 days prior, every night I was listening to this, and I have been aware of shifting slightly every day. But the day that I did it, the way that I just shared with the bath and the medicine, it was like exponentially different. So I can tell you from experimentation and self, I've done it. I felt it. That does work. That self-example, I guess I would call it. So if you're curious about different ways to reprogram yourself into the new earth now, that hypnosis, and what I say to everyone all the time is like, when you want to discover something new, like hypnosis, or you want to find that perfect practitioner for you to start the reprogramming with, basically just ask, like, God, I feel aligned with this. I want to have this experience. I want to upgrade myself. Who should I connect with? And then as soon as you say, like, who should I connect with, you let it go and you focus on something else. And then that person is going to come into your orbit, and you're going to know exactly when, like, it'll just come. Just be chill about it. And then in the meantime, buy the books that you are super attracted to. I mean, this stuff goes back to like long. There's evidence, hundreds of years of this type of thing going on. And they used to use it in surgeries, like in the early 1900s. If they didn't have the chloroform or chlorophyll or whatever that knocked people out, they would have a hypnotist come in and hypnotize the person to go under, and then they would do the surgery. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool advancement technology, for sure. So if you haven't checked out hypnosis, now maybe you'll feel inspired to. If not, that's cool. I want to talk to you guys about shape-shifting next, and how those super cool otherworldly powers are just very normalized on the New Earth plane. Love you guys.